And it begins.
Incredible. Some would
It
say
begins.
Didn't even ask me
indisputable.
for permission that time. Just did it.
I honestly, it was so late and I was so flustered. I just wanted to get everything working.
Makes sense.
Although,
Makes
like,
sense.
I swear, usually your chat is like, "Do you want to join the share chat?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But that time it was just like, "Boom, you're in it. No choice matter."
I'm joining all 3 streams
Oh my
because
god!
I am a gracious god.
And
All
have no data
three.
cap.
No data cap. Let's go.
Astolfo is now live. Streaming Ashes of Creation.
I
Trying
know,
out
I
Ashes of
know, I
Creation.
know, I know. Look,
Yeah, I do it all the time.
sometimes. Honestly, it's one of those things where
Why did it say mine?
I thought that it was just gonna I thought it would work and it just didn't.
That was the problem, Anthony.
You know what
Sorry,
OBS
Eric.
needs?
You
They need a setting where you click start stream, and you can turn this off because it would be annoying for other people, but you can enable a setting where it's like, is this the title and announcement message that you want to commit to? And is this the category that you want to be in?
That would be pretty nice just to have like a way to confirm.
Mm-hmm. There's also like a delay sometimes that you update it somewhere and then it doesn't actually update. And you go live and it's still wrong. Whoa.
Uh, so,
This bottle poured way too fast.
oh geez, you got all of it. Well, guys, we have successfully muled whiskey, and this is our first result of that wonderfulness.
Is it?
It is. It is.
Okay. Okay.
It is. But before we get to that,
Gentlemen, pour one out for a good one.
oh, the last of that's the
Straight on.
the 4 grain.
That's the 4-grain quad malt bourbon whiskey from Frey Ranch. It is a 55% alcohol level with 110 proof. It was only 375 milliliters, but it was good.
Let's pour this straight onto the keyboard, right?
Yeah, you just pour it. Actually, on the PC is preferred. We go Viking funeral for our whiskeys and our bourbons.
Dude, I'm actually really relieved that my new PC has just a glass top instead of the mesh on it. So you spill on that thing,
It's gonna protect
it's
it.
okay. Yeah.
You have one of those fish bowls, right?
Now I do, yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of my least favorite things about the 011 from Lee and Lee was the fact that it had a mesh top. Honestly,
I like mesh top. I feel like I don't know. It's a different vibe for me. Obviously, like I was going for a more kind of
yeah, it's
what is it, Swedish?
It's not that
Brutalism or
it's
something
bad
like that.
because it has the fans and you get a little bit more air intake.
Mhm.
It's just the fact that I think for me especially, I would water cool everything in my computers. So I didn't need a mesh top often.
That's fair, but at the same is a bit of, no. I guess it's becoming more affordable now with a lot of the technological advancements. But I know that whenever you first showed me your hardwire setup, I was like, absolutely not. Especially the idea of like there's a chance of leaking in a very dangerous environment. Mm-mm. I mean, if you do it right, obviously, but I don't know.
Ultimately, like, if you go insane, you can get better performance water cooling. But really, the only advantage in water cooling ends up being how long it takes to heat up your room. Because water cooling, like, what is it, an air cooler, as they call it? Like the big DH15 that I have? That is water cooling. That is liquid cooling in a very small
in a vapor
situation. It doesn't have a giant reservoir to slowly warm up. It reaches its max temperature right away. If that makes sense.
If you're looking at like the size of this thing, though, it makes a lot more sense.
Mhm.
there's the average size cooler, which is about the size of like your finger, and it's like barely taller than like
Like
your forefinger.
like the one that
But
comes with them.
yeah,
Hmm.
like that's the average size. Want to go ahead and show people what is inside your PC?
Y'all got to look up
Because
the NHD 15 because my
that thing
camera
is
will die to move it,
that
but it
thing
does.
is a fucking engine.
I love it. It
Yeah,
looks like if
it's
you had
big.
a old muscle car from like Fast and Furious or whatever, and he opens up the garage and it's got the big old engine block sticking out of the front of it. Like,
Yeah, it's
it's
literally
cool.
American brutalism as a cooler.
Mhm. Also, it almost didn't fit.
Yeah,
It almost didn't fit.
yeah.
Just squeeze it in there.
I think it's literally touching the glass.
Oh man, that's funny.
Eric, what are we drinking, man?
Yeah, so this is a very special
Or
model.
are we catching up? Okay, cool.
No, let's start drinking, and then we'll catch up. This one I hope will be really fun. So everybody kind of knows Elijah Craig. Elijah Craig is a very typical whiskey. They're usually affordable. They're nice. There's nothing. And people like Elijah Craig. It's one of the top selling whiskeys in America for great reason. Now, every now and then, people love to try and find the Elijah Craig toasted barrel. Now, the toasted barrel is kind of a misnomer because obviously they fire grill every barrel for American bourbon. It has to be new white oak. It has to have some level of char. It has to be burned in some way. But the toasted barrel goes a little bit above and beyond that, especially for Elijah Craig. It's kind of this small batch. After it's fully matured, it does a second custom toasted barrel. And this picks up added sweet oak notes. So it is a double barrel type of deal, similar to like the double oak from Woodford in a lot of ways. Now, everybody wants to get their hands on the Elijah Craig toasted barrel. But then there are some other rare whiskeys from Elijah Craig too, like the single barrels. A lot of people love the single barrels. And then a lot of people really like the Elijah Craig store picks. And then once fully, because as far as I know, this is the only one of the only times that they have done this, they just put all of that into one little thing. This is the Elijah Craig single barrel, private barrel that is also a toasted barrel. And so
Well, how many
this
barrels is
is
that?
so on the packaging they just list barrel out 3 times.
Barrel, a barrel, a
Barrel.
barrel.
It's a barrel. It's a barrel. Do a barrel roll. But this is a barrel proof
Oh my god.
private barrel, single barrel, toasted. Now, I honestly have never seen this from Elijah Craig.
And he's gone.
Like
He
my
came back.
store
He's back. He's
ever?
back.
He's back. Eric, your computer can't handle it. I'm sorry. You've got to kill one of the streams.
Oh, I gotta kill one of the streams.
Your audio is starting. it's
You've
starting
been
to pop.
robot-y.
Oh my gosh, why didn't you
Ash
tell me?
just we didn't confirm. We didn't want to interrupt you.
Yeah. We're
But-
letting you, dude.
Okay.
Nat and I haven't been robot-y to each other, but on stream, Nat and I are robot-y, which means
It's just me.
I think your stream elements is probably trying to double
Oh, I
your
almost drank
upload
it. Holy
bandwidth
shit.
instead of like restreaming for you.
I see. Let's see if that fixes it.
You're
I
probably
just
hitting a limit there.
100%. That is most likely. Here, I stopped the YouTube one because I feel like that is the least important of them. Let's see if that
No,
fixes.
it's still there. It's probably the dual Twitch one.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Let's see.
That's the new thing. Ash says
Oh,
it seems better
better.
now.
Okay.
Eric, go on a long spiel.
Yeah, just keep going.
Okay. So, like I said, I don't know if we're gonna get another Elijah
Yeah,
Craig single
Still
barrel
there.
like this. It's still there.
Yeah.
It did it for a
Still
little
there.
bit. I wouldn't say yeah. Well, actually, no. I just
Yeah.
heard it.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Please hold.
Oh, I nearly drank out of frustration.
I did it too.
This is why I need your other drink that you have.
I do. I am currently drinking the end of the Frey Ranch.
I have a
Technical
technical difficulties
difficulties.
emote thanks to a dear friend, but I don't know where it is.
Well, while you're figuring that out, just letting people know, if you wanted to get this quad malt from Frey Ranch, one of our favorite bourbons from last year, sorry, one of our favorite distillers from last year, you can't. I'm so sorry. I wish that you could, but I just looked at their site and they don't have any special drops coming up or anything. They were coming kind of hot, like near the end of the year, where they were doing like 1 or 2 or 3 like specialty spirits, but I haven't seen anything for them for the new year. So I'm hoping that it gets better. We'll see. But yeah,
They
really
did
great that I got
something
it.
that Ash tried to get me,
Oh,
but then the hurricane happened and it didn't show up, so
What
they
was
sent
it?
it back. Ash, do you remember what you tried to get me? There was like a special limited edition run that ended up not
working out.
working out.
She can't remember the name.
Oh no. Apparently I have to log in on Twitch. Wait, no, not join. No. Don't join Twitch. I have Twitch. It's interesting that I can stream on OBS, but when I try to chat in my own chat, it's like you got to log in. Like
It was just a bundle. It wasn't a bottle. Okay.
yeah, but in that bundle there was something limited edition,
Let me see.
but we didn't get it.
While Eric is figuring out his thing, let me go ahead and see if I can get Streamlabs to start messing with Streamlabs.
Oh, so you can stream too?
Yeah,
Yeah.
might as well.
Might as well.
While we're here. All right, there's a bunch of settings and plugins. That's not
All right, I'm going to read out my Twitch verification code now.
Okay, it's getting everything.
978843.
Incredible.
Actually, I'm very surprised that I was able to type the actual number while saying nonsense.
Incredible.
It was just branding. They had some kind of deal with a college and put their logo on a sale.
There he is.
He
that's
has
his image.
returned.
He's incredibly
Ash is
pixelated.
hacking me right now. No!
Hacking you right now. It was just the branding. They had some kind of deal with the college and put their logo on a bottle and put it on. Yeah, that was Frey Ranch. Yeah, they tried to. They put. It was like a husky or something. I don't remember, but they put that out like recently. I'm wondering.
I think I gave Eric a heart attack.
Probably.
He said y'all are live, by the way.
Oh yeah, no, we're just battering, mate. We're just fucking battering, you know.
I think he heard me say, "I'm gonna read out my."
Like, please do not.
Right now.
Please do not.
Like, no, what are you doing? Stop it. This is madness.
So how do I set this up on OBS? Because it's Streamlabs is pretty much the same thing.
I don't use Streamlabs.
Well, I know.
I use OBS intentionally because of all the overhead bullshit that Stream Elements and Streamlabs do. Which Eric is dealing with right now.
Exactly.
I used to use them. You run into so many issues. And Stream Elements. I've tried both. You know, there's a reason that I switched to just base OBS and plugins that work if they work. Because all of those like things and stuff. I mean, yeah, it's just ended up being more hassle than it was worth.
More hassle than it was worth, huh?
Yeah. Unfortunately.
I guess so.
Unfortunately.
Well, I'm in the situation where I have like the aesthetic is very important to me, and OBS looks like poop. So
They
you
look
just
the
got to
same,
bear.
really.
You're just gonna have to bear with me sticking with Streamlabs. Eat my butt.
If I remember
Anyway,
right, Stream Elements is the better one.
I know. Well, now I know. I didn't know that, to be honest. Multi-streaming, stream to multiple platforms at once with
Is
Streamlabs.
Streamlabs
I have to
even
pay
OBS?
for it.
Yeah, if you do Streamlabs, you're all on your own. Can't help you.
Wow. I
I'm
can't
just-
stream to
I just
multiple
don't know what it is.
platforms with Stream. I have
By
to
the way,
upgrade
there is
to
an OBS
Ultra?
plugin for Streamlabs.
I bet there is. Wow, I have to pay $27 a month to be able to stream to multiple
Yeah, don't do that.
platforms.
I can do it for free.
Wow, you know what?
Just don't want you spending money on nonsense.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. A monthly subscription is actually nutty in this economy.
Yeah.
Dang it, I don't want to download OBS though.
I've really wanted that like 8 sleep thing that like cools you at night so you don't ever sweat in your bed again.
Oh yeah.
Have you not heard of it? Yeah.
Yeah.
But I won't get it because it requires a freaking subscription. I'm like,
What do you mean you need to go ahead and get a subscription for cooling?
you need a subscription bed. Like, no, I do not ever. No.
That's gonna be a no from all
I
of
will
us here at
put my foot
Taphaven.
outside of the comforter. Cool.
Yeah, like put your foot out, dude. Just put your foot out. You know, it's whatever. I'm uninstalling Streamlabs right now. I cannot believe that Streamlabs is like, hey, you want to stream to multiple platforms? We can do that for you for a price.
Yeah.
That's so scummy.
A wee bit, especially because they probably built their system off of OBS.
Yeah, I can
OBS is free.
guarantee you they built it off of OBS. That's not.
So it's really you're just paying for a massive plugin that may or may
bullshit.
not work.
Stupid.
May or may not be stealing your data.
OBS is uninstalled. And OBS Studio is being installed. I guess I can do this because my computer can handle it. I don't know. I don't think it's an issue in terms of
Your computer can handle single PC streaming while you're gaming for sure.
Yeah. OBS files are being used by the following. Oh, NZXT cam. Please close these applications. What's NZXT cam? The fuck? Dude, NZXT has a bunch of stuff running on my computer that I'm just like, what are you doing?
Is that one of your parts? Is one of your parts
Yeah.
NZXT? Is that your graphics card?
No. NZXT is my. Why do I have NZXT on here? Oh, it's the AIO. Why does it? That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. Hold on.
You sound good so far. Well, you're sounding much better. It was barely doing it. I mean, it really can just be also the internet.
I wish to drink. I wish to consume.
This is probably the best looking
For sure. She's very pretty. She's very
color
red.
wise. Like that is some deep red, some deep reds in there.
What is that at the top? Yeah. Eric, you're missing in Taphaven.
He's missing in Taphaven?
Yeah, it's just a void.
Oh, your URL got reset.
Yeah. Yeah, you're also missing in your own stream. The only one that you're present is Anthony's.
Yes, I did.
Oh, he told you. No, he didn't. He didn't.
I am the professional. Ish. At least in this moment.
Yeah,
In this moment,
I dropped the ball. I am not the professional here. Oh my goodness!
Nobody here can.
It's not like
swayed towards being a
I've
professional
streamed for like
streamer.
30 minutes straight while not
excuse me.
showing like anything on stream before. It's
I
not
have
like that's happened.
that. I think you can go back to VODs of me doing that. So I can't. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, this
Happens.
is a nice, tasty bourbon.
This is a tasty one. Like, this is very bright. This is very sweet. But this is very much a dessert bourbon. You know how we said at the live stream, which apparently there's a VOD in the Taphaven Podcast Twitch page if you guys want to watch that. But
in the YouTube video
and
for
the
that one's
YouTube
up
as well. But it's very much we mentioned that the Four Roses bourbon that we had at the end of the night was very much a dessert of the 3-course meal that we had that night, and this is very much a dessert for this day and or the beginning of this year for us. I think this is really tasty. There is so much happening at the very beginning that it's very hard to point at any particular thing being like a defining flavor. It's just like it's all encapsulated by that warm orangey citrusy taste, but there's definitely some brown sugar in there, maybe a bit of malt. I'm not sure. It might be the remnants of the Frey Ranch that I just finished, so I could be biased. Thoughts, feelings.
Smells like a smoked brisket.
Oh, sir, that's not a smoked brisket. As the man from Texas, that ain't brisket.
You know?
I'm sorry, but Nat, have you smoked your own brisket?
No, I have not.
So I know there's good brisket in Texas, but inevitably when
It
you're
has
around
never smelled like this though.
when you're around someone else's smoked brisket, you're gonna be smelling a lot of barbecue sauce too. When I'm smoking my own brisket, there's only the smell of the meat and the smoke.
Who told you that we were using barbecue sauce when smoking brisket?
No. I'm saying that when you're around the brisket, the barbecue sauce is there. And
I'm gonna be 100% candid. The more he says it, the more I smell
Shut
meat.
up. No, he's just brainwashing you. Don't let him
I'm telling you,
change
it's got that meaty smoked meat smell to it, not with just savory, no sugar.
Yeah, it
I'm
has
just
like an
getting
umami.
sweet off the top, guys. I don't know what you're talking about.
I get a little salty sweetness with a little bit of umami meat.
Maybe it's because I have one nostril being blocked. Maybe that's it.
I don't know how to fix that. You don't want to do it.
But yeah, so this is
sweet, dude. No, go ahead, Eric.
I was just gonna say it's just like this. It's like this bouquet of outdoor, like not barbecue in the sense that maybe Anthony is talking to it, but almost like being at a barbecue party. Like there's these citrusy notes, there's these woody notes, like being in the backyard in like a summer type of deal. And then there's these meaty, salty notes. And then when you drink it, it follows that from citrus to wood to meaty. Like the end note when you're done, like when this is washed off your palate,
Fantastic.
really has this sweet barbecue meat type of flavor to it for sure.
So the funny thing for me
Go ahead.
is the sweetness doesn't exist, but the meaty, smoky flavor is also there, and it's a good, very strong mouthfeel, like very harsh on the tongue, which might be why I can't taste the sweet, and y'all can.
It definitely has like a level of harshness to the tongue. I agree.
Like,
This is okay. Guess the proof of this.
60%, 120.
Proof? I'm gonna say
I want to say it's.
I'm gonna say 120. You're right.
I want to say it's 60.4% alcohol.
It is 127.5.
Yeah, buddy, that thing kicks.
I was within 0.5.
Kicks,
No.
man.
127. 127.
Yes,
within
divide that by
7%.
2.
Yeah, which is 63.75.
I was off by 0.25.
Did you say
Did you say 61?
63.5? I thought you said 60.5.
Yeah, I thought you said 60 as well. We can
You said 60. You said 60.
we can always go back.
What's
You
the
were
proof?
still-
What's the proof?
You were still very close. You were still very close.
Yeah, we can go back to the VOD. It's fine.
I don't know what I said anymore.
You were still
I think I
extremely.
said 60.4, but it was 127.5.
How
something like
okay,
that.
Eric, speak to how rare this bottle is so I can, come
Honestly?
to terms.
I've never seen one previous, and I don't know if we're gonna get one post this. And it's not even an expensive thing. So I got this barrel. This is one of those where we don't know. My guy at the store, I walked in and he was like, my guy knows how to get me at the liquor store. He's like, I got some stuff. Come here. Come join. And he walks me over to the top shelf area. And he goes, I don't know that I've ever seen this before.
Oh my god, don't say
And
that.
I don't know when we'll get another like it or if they'll do this. It could be that they start doing this every year. Right? Could be. But a private barrel, toasted barrel finish for Elijah Craig is a single barrel proof?
Bro.
Single barrel proof. That's just the way everything should be.
It as it should. As it should.
Yeah.
Okay. How do we want to just like go into categorization, because I'm feeling a certain type of way about this bottle, and I just want to see how everybody's feeling before I start gushing.
I gotta compare it to my Evan Williams.
Okay.
Before I'm ready. I still gotta. You can go, but I gotta like.
You have to fully you feel like you have to compare, Anthony?
No, I tried telling you all this so many times.
Okay.
I am so bad at this that if I don't have a like benchmark to compare against, I'm just like, what is it, 50 First Dates?
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine that's me.
Okay. I want to hear about you.
Oh no.
Yeah, he was making.
I have.
But I got the wrong
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So yeah. But
Really?
oh my
That
Robot.
none
Your internet.
hates you.
Do y'all still have like a lot of like snow and ice and stuff?
we do. We do still have a ton of snow and ice.
That
A
could
lot
do
of
it.
infrastructure damage, probably.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not.
Taphaven and Astolfo are dying.
Oh no.
How do you know they're
Sad
dying?
thing.
It's not alive.
Ash is saying it.
Oh, okay.
The weird thing is our collaborative chat also died.
I closed the thing, I guess.
There's-
I closed the thing to try to save
Yeah.
resources.
We still
But-
have the guest star thing going, I guess.
Is there a
No.
way? Let me look
There's
at
not
this.
a group chat anymore. I see.
What if I do this? Does this
Yeah.
help?
Taphaven might be good now. Audio is back to normal.
normal. Okay. Are the chats combined right now?
Okay, I
No,
don't
they're
think
not.
OBS likes being minimized. I think that was the problem. I tried to
Yep.
minimize it to
Conserve.
conserve energy.
Mm-hmm. That was your mistake right there, buddy.
Yeah.
Unfortunate.
Sorry,
No
it's,
combined chats.
the host has
yeah.
removed you as a guest.
That's what
You may
mine
now
just said.
close this window. Also, report Taphaven.
Well, that's hilarious.
Why
That's
is that
hilarious?
Also, report champ even, maybe a little bit.
We've been looking for them. Have you
Yeah,
found
my
them?
God.
my computer is just struggling today. I don't know.
It's
Well, you know, Eric, that's a perfect segue into why your computer should be struggling. Because your
Mhm.
computer has committed some heinous crimes. I don't know if this is going to come through well on camera, but can you see the discoloration and the deformity and the melting
Oh,
here of my
yes.
keyboard?
What?
What could have caused this indentation
Wow.
and melting of my keyboard? Eric!
That's crazy.
Holy, it's running that hot, Eric? Bro.
That is insane. And it wasn't, I don't think it was even touching it. But yeah, so for those of you that don't know, well, Eric and Nat were visiting me. Eric used my desk as a workstation to work remotely. And he proceeded to do what he did to my old car and immediately damage it as much as he possibly could.
Oh my goodness. Look. Here's the thing. I have people who can attest. The car was not me.
It was the car.
No, I
It
know.
wasn't me.
It's just somehow, every now and then, he finds a way to accidentally ruin my stuff.
That is hilarious. I didn't even notice that. How did it? Is that like the closest side to the front?
So this disconnects. It's the pad, right? And so you had it. I remember you had propped up my keyboard up against my speakers, and then you probably had this just like leaning up against it too. So this was right behind your exhaust, like right up against it.
Yeah.
Maybe it slipped down.
Burn that sucker up.
It hasn't like actually affected anything because where the feet are is still completely level. It just melted and bent it in that one spot.
That's crazy.
And of course I really don't care because like this is I don't know if y'all can see it, but like that little lining is also already coming apart. That was already happening. So it's just, it's old, I guess.
It is with these.
Honestly, I don't think it's that old, but like, I don't know. I guess that just happens to this sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Guys.
that's still pretty crazy. So,
Ridiculous.
Needless to say, my friends aren't welcome here anymore.
Whoa!
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Y'all did break a lot of stuff though, but it's
I
fine.
didn't break
It's fine.
anything. Did I?
The
break
funny
something?
thing is that my nephews that are 3 and 6 did less damage to this house than all of you guys.
What did I break?
Okay, Nat, you didn't break anything, but you did stuff the floor.
That was your table.
but you moved it on your own instead of with me that second time. So you scuffed the floor.
That's fair.
That's fair. Bon V made the curtain fall apart. Eric said that's how it works. And the curtain,
As a good man should.
It was hilarious.
As a good man should.
He's like, no, that's how it works. I'm like trying to mess with the fire. They're talking about it behind me. I look behind myself, and then I was just like, no, you broke it, just to mess with them, because I've done that a million times where you're like, if you're not careful with moving the curtain, the rod just like separates from the other rod and it just like falls down. So I was like, it was no big deal. But
that's how it works.
Uh-huh.
Hey, that's valid.
How it works.
Say it with your chest.
Say
exactly what you meant.
Yeah.
Come on.
My umbrella is bent to hell.
I don't know if I'm taking blame for any of that one.
The umbrella is bent. Okay.
But as I explained to them, I put the umbrella in a stupid spot to begin with. Y'all proceeded to put it in a worse spot than I did, but it probably shouldn't have been there to begin.
Just saying.
It was hilarious.
In response to that, did we at least give you a good whiskey here to kind of recomp the damage?
Oh my god.
Let's see.
I reshared the chat as well.
Fantastic.
Oh, I gotta accept that. PogChamp. Wait. 2024, according to Twitch chat. This is something completely different. Suddenly it's trying to do the recap with me.
You've got this.
Well, it is that's not a collaboration. I completely lost the thing. Are you sure you did the thing?
Yeah, I invited you.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
God, I didn't mean to open that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll invite you again.
I see it. I see it. We're here. We're live.
We're in it. Are we in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Look. Not our finest moment. Well, not my finest moment.
This is what editing's for.
Buddies. Buddies.
New rating system. How much could someone break your thing in exchange for this drink?
Wow.
How much monetary damage could I do to you before you hate me for drinking this?
Wow.
I will say though, I was super impressed that both Nat and B did a cold plunge while they were here. I was like,
oh, B did one.
She did
at 9%, at the 9 degree and everything.
Shoot, it was probably 9.
Okay,
I don't remember what the temperature was. I don't know if we checked.
It was very cold.
You didn't do it, Eric?
No, I have done cold plunges. I did not need one in the moment.
Okay. B had taken a pretty big beating from the mountain, from snowboarding.
She had her gnarliest snowboard fall so far.
Gnarliest snow, as in like
she like cartwheeled
or okay.
Oh yeah, she like cartwheeled hard.
She ate it. Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
No, she could take a hit.
She had a good old time.
Okay,
she had a good old time.
Oh my god. Oh god. Okay. I guess I could rate this thing. It's fantastic. I have Sorry, something really loud and kind of sharp happened at my house, and I was wondering what was going on. But this is really good. Scarily good. This is
I would like to add on to that just a little.
okay,
This
Eric.
just sorry, Nat, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Go for it.
It's just before I forget, you made the note of like this is scary good, and I assume you're talking about like how easy this is to drink.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the easiest 120 plus proof whiskey
I've ever had.
that I've had.
Yeah.
And it's one of those that it doesn't feel like 127 proof to me. It actually feels like desserty. Like I feel like I finished this way faster than I should, and I had a really good.
I'm taking my darndest time because
Yeah, and that doesn't change my rating. It's
Right.
not that it's like better than a 7.5. It is just such an easy, light, desserty like treat. It feels like candy to me, not in the sense of how sweet it is, but in the sense of like I could just keep popping them in my mouth and not notice that I drank a whole bottle of this. You know?
Exactly. This bourbon excels in the swallow. Like that feel, shut up. Look, man. We're tasting bourbon and whiskey. Somebody's gonna say swallow, okay?
That's fair. Yeah, look.
Anyway,
what are we talking about birds for?
As I was gulping it down, right? Yeah, just the over-encompassing flavor of like it's almost like there's like a perfectly formed juice ball that like bursts as soon as like you start actually taking the full swig down. Pause. Just it's a fantastic experience from beginning to end. Like there's no gap in terms of like an enjoyable process. I would say that this is at least a 9 for me. At least a 9. This
Wow.
is like it's not the Sazerac, obviously, because I feel like the Sazerac kind of redefined how I look at bourbon. But this is really fucking good. Like, and I'm gonna guess that if you can find this, it's gonna make me hurt. So I'm not gonna go ahead and try and make any other guesses outside of that. I'm just gonna say that I would pay. Oh, Eric, how much would you pay for this? Did you say
I said 90.
90? I'd pay 150 for this, and I would say that this is definitely a daily drinker for me. I would loathe to do it though. I would be so sad about it because I knew like there is this much left in the bottle, and I'm so sad that I'm going to eventually probably give this to I had to give it to my dad because I had to let him try it.
That's
right?
fair. That's fair. Look, I would have sent you more if it weren't
Illegal.
legally bad.
Yeah. But
I didn't realize that not pouring the whole bottle was an option.
well, so this is me. That's more so me than anyone. I wanted to go ahead and keep little like tastings for my dad because he loves bourbon and whiskey, but a lot of times he doesn't get to try what we go through. I don't even know if he watches the podcast, to be honest, but I know that every single time I bring something to his attention, he's always like, "Oh, what have you brought me, son?" And it's Jamaican.
What have you brought?
Exactly, but like in a Jamaican accent. So like, it's always kind of like special watching his eyes either light up or sour from what we've tried. So I'm definitely going to go ahead and let him know, by the way, if you don't finish this, I sure as fuck will. Yeah, this is fantastic. Anthony, I have no other notes. You're up. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Damn. Oh, wait. Damn.
That was just delaying.
Into the
Okay. I just want to let
Damn
chat
was
know
Was
that
the thing.
I have an automated script for like doing our ratings, and it like shows everybody's ratings, and most people, it's like 3, 4, 3, 3. Pretty good. 3, 3, 3, 7, 7. Damn.
Damn.
Yeah, that is pretty good. Quote.
Explain your rating, Anthony. Speak to why you have rated this at it. Damn.
Most definitely because the burn. This is the first whiskey that has properly burnt my tongue.
It's a bourbon, baby.
Like,
isn't it? Or is this this a whiskey?
It's a bourbon. I mean, a bourbon is a whiskey. A bourbon is a whiskey.
Okay. Just make sure.
But this is specifically a bourbon. This one is
specifically a bourbon.
Okay.
I'm just trying to open up the world of possibilities that whiskeys are allowed.
Fair.
Yeah. So it is so strong, feeling wise, that it reminds me of when I ate too many sour Skittles and burnt a hole in my tongue.
Yeah.
Like, it is that strong, and usually it doesn't happen on the tip of my tongue. And I'm wondering, I bet that's why I don't get the sweetness that y'all get.
I can see
because
that.
it's just like, no. And then I also just wonder, like, because usually I do get the sweetness, you know what I mean? I usually pick up on the sweetness real quick. So I'm a little concerned that having had so much garlic on my pasta and on my garlic toast, like copious amounts of garlic, might have like messed with my tongue.
It's possible.
It's very possible. I mean,
Very
your
possible.
taste buds adjust so quickly that is entirely possible.
Which is a little annoying because like y'all are like, oh, it's sweet, and I'm like, if it's sweet, I usually get that.
Yeah.
Like, no. And unfortunately, because of that, I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. Because I mean, it's powerful. I've never had something smell like just smoked brisket right off the grill, you know?
Okay.
And even some of the flavor is like smoked brisket, and it's almost like you try to eat it too early before it cooled off and you burnt your tongue. It's just, that's the experience. If I could taste the sweetness, I would give it a higher rating. And I wish that I hadn't poured the whole bottle, because I would have tried
I'm so
it
sorry.
another day to see if I could
I'm
taste the
so
sweetness.
sorry. I hate to have broken the freaking the fourth wall for you, and just be like, hey, by the way, yeah, you could have totally done this.
Didn't realize that's my goldfish curse, you know?
Oh.
Some of us are just goldfish in a
Now,
small
would you daily drink this?
I mean, daily drinking is so different for me than you guys.
That's fair.
You know, I literally
okay.
daily drink normal bullet. Just straight bullet.
If how about this? If
know
you
what I
could let's say you could have an unlimited supply of this whiskey. Would you replace your bullet with this if you could?
Yes.
There it is.
Okay.
I'm like, bro, please.
Okay.
Mhm.
I think that's how we have to think about it for you. Whether or not it's a daily drinker for you would be whether or not unlimited capacity.
If Will
would it
Smith
replace-
showed up and he was blue and floating around.
Yeah.
What?
He's a genie.
A genie.
Oh God.
Did you not see the new?
No,
Is it called? It's the new Aladdin,
I
right?
I did. We don't
I know-
have to go there.
I know Will Smith upset all of us. Like greatly.
He greatly upset,
greatly
all of
upset
us.
us. I hate it because just then, when I thought about it, you know, I forgot. But
You just chose to
Now I
bring it
remember.
back
because he used to be
Weird.
my favorite, man.
Dude, I think he was everybody's favorite for
Like-
a while, and then he just like completely fucked the bed.
I still think maybe he's like, you know, Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? Like,
There's a healthy amount of
I think maybe
something going on there.
he's not in charge of himself.
No,
is what
I
I'm
wouldn't
thinking.
think so.
I mean,
he's
we
in a
talked about it
class.
before. We don't have to get into it, but I watched so many clips of that, and you watch him laugh his ass off at Chris's joke.
And
Then his wife looks at him and like
Everything
like,
changes.
oh, yes, ma'am. You know what I mean? Like it was weird. It was some Chilluminati stuff right there. You know, like the Vatican's gonna get him.
If
I don't know.
you read some of his books and everything, you kind of get the sense that he didn't come from a very stable upbringing, and then
Mm,
being married to Jada didn't exactly do him any favors either.
mm,
I can't speak to any of the details there because honestly, I haven't read the book. But that being said, it was very hard for him. I have
yeah,
to
but
give him kudos because it didn't sound like it was easy.
it makes sense. I mean, like if I was in his shoes and I was at a place like that, like I think I'd be very uncomfortable.
For sure.
You know, I would
You would
know what was right, what was wrong, and then you have a moment where you're just laughing because you're just being yourself, and then you get a look and it's like, oh, you just messed up, and you're like, oh my god, I don't know.
I think being aware of those things is a survival instinct, but also something where there's survival and then there's like evidence of harm, some form of like mental and or um physical correction towards doing exactly what the person who's giving you eyes or word to do.
And on top of that, there was like the whole everybody there situation. Like the
I think
people
there's
in the
that
audience that didn't say or do anything, they just acted like they just moved on.
I think
Like nothing happened.
I think there's also a very healthy dose of the fact that Jada recently came out and talked about the fact that she cheated on Will.
What?
Yeah,
What?
there's a reason why the red table talks aren't a thing anymore. Guys, please tell me that I am not having to go ahead and fill your role as your black friend and inform you that Jada Pinkett Smith came out on actual like live stream and or like media about her cheating on Will Smith.
Oh, no,
Was
no,
that
no,
recent?
I knew about that. The timing of every no.
This
Explain that to
yes,
Anthony.
but that
This was
happened before all of this.
Wow.
So
Yikes.
there's levels to this in the sense of like he did that. He also did a movie where he played somebody who was a very strong male role for two daughters in the oh god, what was it called?
Oh yeah, the one where it's like Sabrina and
Serena and Venus.
Serena and Venus. Yeah.
Yeah.
what is
And
their last name again?
Williams.
Yes.
But after coming out of that movie and playing that role out and then also having to deal with the backlash of his community pretty much treating him like a punk because they thought, oh, you're just gonna go ahead and take this on live pretty much television that your wife cheated on you and you're just gonna affirm that you're not gonna assess that outside of just like saying yeah, it happened in the past and it is what it is. That on top of the Chris Rock event, you kind of see the reasons why like there it was literally like you could see the steps being taken of why he would do something like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all I will say, and let's like this will kind of close my thoughts on it because honestly like I feel for him at the end of the day. I think that yes, Jada like being married to Jada and dealing with all the things that he had to do probably shifted his way of approaching matters in general. But in the end, we all are given a choice. Whatever assuasion or conditioning that we go through, there is a choice. And you can either go left or right. He chose left, unfortunately.
Yeah. Sucks.
And yeah, it sucks because I miss old Will Smith, man. I
Yeah.
miss not having to think of him in this way, but I have to think of him this way because that's his behavior now. That's how he's being rated as.
We
So-
gotta remember for him for who he was, not what he
Not
did.
for what he became.
The
Eric, what do you got for us, man?
Well, I was gonna say Anthony just has one more piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
What would you pay for it?
Yeah. How much would you pay for this, my guy?
How much would I pay to have my tongue burnt off and for it to smell like brisket?
Some people are into that.
Honestly,
I'm very into that, as you
Yeah.
can see by my rating. You got this, Anthony. Though. Don't
I'd
be
pay
swayed by
like
me.
I'd pay like $70.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's it.
Okay,
I'd pay like
okay.
$70. Like I
Okay.
don't know.
What was your rating for this? Forgot.
Still 7.
We got
Still
stuck on
7.
the Will Smith thing, and I completely
Yeah,
forgot.
Yeah, that's
7?
7.
So I'm the only one who loves this. Oh man,
No, I like it for sure. It's just
but you don't love it. There's a difference. It's like a relationship. You can't
Yeah.
like somebody. You can't like somebody and get married to them.
I mean, my tongue still hurts, man, and which is okay. But like, it's
And
almost to me almost like a hot sauce that's too hot, which is surprising. And why I
Oh.
think that like the garlic is messing with me or something. I don't know,
Interesting.
because I've had really strong stuff, and it's never
Before.
been like this. So maybe it's not the strength. Maybe there's
The flavor profile, the acidity.
yeah,
of it.
like a spice, or maybe there's something. Yeah, maybe there's something reacting to my a palate that's just not. Yeah. Yeah. Well, like I've had what, like 128 proof Bardstowns that are just
smooth.
incredible. Like they're smooth, they're burning, they're flavorful, and this doesn't do those things. It's got a good cool smell, a flavor that is hard to find but is there, no sweetness.
No sweetness.
Good burn.
Oh, you're
I'm
talking
talking
about the Bardstown.
No, this has no sweetness.
He doesn't. He isn't tasting the sweetness now. You got to remember, he's getting the umami, the salty.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're right.
And I think, to be fair, without the sweetness, without the sweetness, there's a lot of forward flavors in this.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see that. I could see how you would come to your conclusion pretty easily if there was no sweetness.
For sure.
Now, I'd be interested to know. I'd be very interested to see if like having a different meal or going into it with a fresh palate would
Mhm.
change, like whether or not that would change what you think about this whiskey.
Put them all out.
Damn.
Yeah, that's rough. Rough.
Eric, give us give us the bad news. Give us the
Yeah,
bad
I mean
news.
this whiskey only cost me like $70 to be fair.
Shut the
Yeah, this is a very affordable whiskey. Like I said at the beginning, the problem isn't the price of this whiskey. If you see this whiskey at your store, you're getting a barrel pick. It's going to be fairly affordable. Remember, Elijah Craig is an affordable brand. Elijah Craig doesn't push out
Eric, it's
$120 products.
Eric, it's a
Like-
10.
like-
I changed I know I'm not supposed to change my rating. I'm changing my rating. It's a 10.
But
you can't taste this good and then be $60. What are you talking about?
But like the problem is finding this whiskey because again, I haven't seen it before. I've never seen a barrel select that was a toasted barrel by Elijah Craig. The toasted barrel is hard enough to find for a lot of people. The single barrel toasted barrel is near impossible to find, and people hunt for a long time for it. So to find a single barrel that is also a private barrel, that is also a toasted barrel, that's barrel to the third power, Matt. I don't know if you'll reasonably be able to find this whiskey, which is really unfortunate. Which is really unfortunate.
It's back down to a 9. Okay. All right.
Anthony, I just have to ask, like, I just had a weird moment in my life because I was going to type a an update to the rating, and so I felt like I typed it, and then I looked over and it was done. Did I type that, or did one of you type that?
You
You'll
never
never
know,
know.
man. You just never know what's
You'll never
happening in
know.
the world, man.
We'll never
when
tell
you're
you.
when you're this high on life, man, it's just you don't know what's
God.
happening, man.
I'm two shots of whiskey
Legit, the
deep.
feeling I got in my stomach was so weird because I was like, I
Did
was
did I just black
mentally,
out?
I was trying to type that, and then I was like, did I just magically type it? Like,
Yeah.
Did I think it and it happened?
I just did that, and I discovered that
You could have
magically
said nothing.
mode is there, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Mm,
No, he already
gosh.
figured it out. He already figured it out.
It was
Yeah,
your inner self, dude.
I only revealed it because I knew he knew. I knew he knew.
I was gonna know. So, man,
Holy
so
shit.
a great
Hear
with
yourself, man. All right.
Wow.
Eric,
so
I am your conscience.
I am your conscience.
Incredible.
Oh
So
my
I
gosh.
guess
Truly
with that,
incredible.
what have y'all been playing this week? Now,
You
I
just
have some
roboted
interesting
the
stuff,
case.
so I'm curious. How's y'all's week in gaming going?
Who you mean? Me?
Yeah, go for it, Nat.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. What have I been playing? Man, you know what? Okay, so this is what happened. I'll tell you my gaming experience, and then I'll like bring up a topic that I was probably supposed to look up before I actually got into the stream, but it's whatever. I'll just go ahead and talk about it. So I came home like I want to say on Thursday, and I was like, I'm gonna pick up this game because I've been looking at it for like the past almost half a year. It's been overwhelmingly positive. I've seen nobody say anything bad about it for like the amount of time that I've seen it. There's just no reason why I shouldn't pick it up, right? So I picked up Nine Souls.
Oh.
And I didn't play it once. I didn't play it once. Do you know why?
Why?
Because I decided to be productive. And so what I did is instead of playing this game on the weekend, I cleaned my garage like a psychopath with my wife.
Cleaned your garage, or you cleaned your garage
Me and
gym?
my wife, garage gym. The same thing. Anthony,
Bro, that's not the same thing. Having a gym in your garage is incredible.
No, Anthony.
Nat, cleaning your garage that you park your car in is just being a bougie car person.
My car doesn't
Cleaning your garage that has a gym in it is badass. You're like,
fine.
I'm doing this for me.
Fine.
Not for my car, for me.
I did a very badass thing, according to Anthony. Anyway, so I cleaned my garage, and these sconce lights installed, and we're gonna mount a TV on a wall. We have all the cardio machines on the side because somebody went and saw somebody else's attic and got ideas.
You say attic or addict?
Oh fuck, basement. Fuck.
Because I was like, what? I thought it was my place. Who are you talking about?
It'll get you drunk.
Bro, Nat, do you know how much my TV costs in the kitchen?
It's like $50.
It was $90, yeah.
Yeah,
it was,
yeah.
And it looks great, right?
I remember you talking about it.
Fucking
like,
stupid.
During the production of TVs, apparently they can't keep certain segments of it, so they put it into smaller TVs and sell it for cheap.
And it still looks incredible.
Yeah, I remember this speech.
He remembers.
He remembers.
So what's at the top of the list for your gym upgrades?
So I cleaned the general area, just like blew out all of like the insect freaking skeletons and shit, and blew that all out with the leaf blower. I then moved everything off the walls because we were supposed to have a electrician come in and put power on both sides of the wall. So like when you walk in, there's 2 walls, obviously, because it's a fucking garage. And you run the power from the original power, which is like to your right, and then you run it up, out, and then out and down to the power spots. That didn't happen. That was supposed to happen this Saturday. It didn't. The guy didn't show up. So, my garage is now an absolute shit show because I've moved everything off the wall, and I had to work out tomorrow. It is still cluttered, and the guy has still not come to go ahead and install the power. He probably won't come until Saturday because I think that's what we scheduled it for.
Oof.
But that was my weekend.
No, it's not over.
Is it?
Now you got to tell us about the vision of what it's going to become.
Oh, the vision is dope.
And while you're there tomorrow morning, that's all you're gonna see, man.
Oh God damn it. God fucking damn it. Anyway, I lost my train of thought, Anthony.
Okay, so you're doing the TV.
Right. So we're gonna mount the TV.
Is that number 1 on the list before the other things that you want to upgrade?
Yes.
Okay, what's number 2?
The power. So that you can actually plug the TV in and play it.
That's important, yeah.
That's very important.
But what else? You were inspired by someone else's basement? What else do you
We already moved the cardio machines, Anthony. I said that in the freaking the description.
Oh, I thought you were saying that there was something else you were adding.
Oh, no.
Okay, you cleaned it up.
We're subtracting at this point.
You cleaned it up because you missed it.
Because
you saw ours, which was clean for you guys and is now dirty. But
there is laundry being hung on the power rack and drying at this moment. Okay. But I'm gonna play Nine Souls eventually. I've seen some really good things. I'm terrified that this is pretty much a very Dark Souls approach a From Software approach to the game. Apparently it's very Sekiro inspired in terms of its combat. So I'm not looking forward to finding out how hard this is, because this is coming from a person who I think I can officially say that I've rage quit Hollow Knight, like just full stop.
Oh, wait, you've beaten the White Palace?
No, I've
though.
not. And Eric, we've talked about this every single time I brought up Hollow Knight, and that's why I was very trepidatious about bringing it up, because I know what it would do to you. So I'm going to act as if we didn't talk about it, because I know how you feel about it.
I believe in you, though.
I don't. Okay?
I do.
I don't. Okay.
You can do it.
Unless I get a stream deck and like I have a ton of free time, which would mean that I don't have a job, I'm not going to beat Hollow Knight in the next few months. But yeah, that's what I did gaming wise. I played a crap ton of Pokemon Pocket. I really need to install that game for my freaking life, because it's really not doing anything for me other than be like, hey, you can like get a little bit of dopamine here and there. And I think I don't know if that's actually good for me. Oh, my topic. A friend of mine said to go ahead and check out retro handheld games emulators. Do you guys know about those? Like, I've seen them.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch.
I feel like all of us have seen some kind of live stream that has showed up on Instagram where somebody's like going through the actual playthrough of it, like showing how many games there are on it. And it's like this camera down view of it where they're just using their hand, showing what it looks like or whatever. But I don't know if either of you have like looked into it or anything.
Are you talking about a specific brand?
No, just like in general, because I know that like there's tiers to it. Like I've seen one where like there's a crank on it, and it's not a retro game.
Don't do that one.
Oh,
yeah, don't do that one. That one's pretty terrible from what I've seen.
There
are like a bunch that are really good. That one was was very niche. Yeah, that one was very niche, and it's like a conceptually, I guess it's interesting, but if you really want a console, there are some that are just really, really good. Off the top of my head, I don't remember a lot of their names.
Yeah.
But like, if you look them up, there are some that are really, really.
Yeah. I remember a friend of mine of God, quite some years at this point. I've known him for 15 years, something like that. Anyway, yeah, 15 years. 20 years. Holy shit. Anyway, that's crazy. What was I saying? I was 15 when I met this dude, and now I'm old as sin. Oh my god. Anyway, but yeah, he brought up like retro handhelds was something he was interested in, and I was like, I'm pretty sure those are all garbage, but I don't know enough detail to be able to tell him like, hey, no, yes, or anything like that. But yeah, shout out to you, Mark. I didn't look it up, but I'm gonna employ these two to actually look it up.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I'm actually looking it up right now. But yeah, that's what I did for gaming and in terms of just like general stuff. I know that NWE, what was NCE? What was a recent symposium or conference that happened?
CES.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Well, I was lost. I'll be real. I could not have guessed harder. Like, you said random letters, and I was like, let me just spit out random letters.
Just say what you gotta say, Eric.
That's CES.
Oh my god. But yeah, I know that CES happened. I don't know the details, so if anybody has that either, full free range. I don't have much to give gaming wise, but I have tons of topics, as you can see.
Yeah. Anthony, you have any
Dude,
fun?
CES, AMD was showing off like all these new processors for their mobile lineup. And they, I think, showed the Steam Deck on a slide, which I believe they weren't supposed to.
Meaning it was a purposeful slip?
Either that or, some person, I don't know.
It's dude, what did the graphic look like? Was it like
it was showing, I think, 3 different gaming handhelds and
that are getting these processors that are getting these handheld processors.
Yeah. So
we're looking at we're looking at a Steam Deck 3?
Maybe?
Interesting.
Wow.
Well, it would be the 2 because the OLED isn't a 2.
It's just an upgraded screen.
An upgrade for this because it's just the screen and battery life is upgraded, but probably because of the screen.
I would highly doubt that was done on accident, Anthony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, also there's been so many rumors about them having like the new Steam controller coming out and stuff like that.
They're doing it again?
I hope so. The Steam controller was
really
too
good.
early.
Yeah.
And I think there were some issues, but the idea was good.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I had a friend who had one. He was like, "Dude, I love this thing."
I have one, and I love it too, except for the fact that I can't get the batteries out of it.
That's a problem.
Yeah, and there was just it is still really cool. And there are things you can do with it that you couldn't do with anything else. But
Okay.
I think it was ahead of its time.
I could do that.
But now that people have the Steam Deck, it's so easy for them to translate the really cool modifications people do to game controls and just put that on the Steam controller. Like that currently works as is. I can use my Steam controller on my Steam Deck and use a Steam Deck profile seamlessly because of the overlapping things.
I honestly think that was the missing link too, is that the Steam controller was new. It was different. It was a branch off of the typical controller style, and people don't really enjoy that much. And when you're trying to use that with typical consoles or a computer, or things like that, you're like, why would I use this over a regular controller?
Yeah.
But for the Steam Deck, all of a sudden, those extra functionalities make things that are typically harder to do for that type of idea much easier to do.
Yeah.
And people are going to get used to it with the Steam Deck. They're gonna use it more and more and more. And now you're going to have this subset of people that have the Steam Deck and are like, oh, I have
different wavelength. Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, I had to use it for the Steam Deck. I had to get used to it. And now that my muscle memory's there, I understand that if I want to use a controller, this is actually better.
I understand it.
Because I don't have to like switch back and forth. I can just use the controller for all of these different things.
I have to piddle. I'll be right back.
Oh, dude. Oh, wait. Well,
the alcohol. It's killing me.
Oh, my God.
Please, no.
We need to be right back screen.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, I will instead talk about the controller so Erik showed me a controller today that I was just like, okay, it's a $150 controller. It looks like absolute cheap dog shit.
It's called okay, let me just put it out here. It's called the Yaw Man.
Yaw Man.
Specifically for mobile flight sims.
Yeah.
It is made only really so that you can travel and still play flight sims.
The hilarious thing is, though, that I'm pretty sure, I mean, I don't know for sure, but at least in Star Citizen, you already have support for a base Xbox controller. Not the Elite. You don't need the Elite. A base Xbox controller, you can fly in the game. It has 2 analog sticks. This controller Erik showed me has 1 analog stick. The other thing that looks like it would be where the analog stick is, looks like it could poke your eye out, so no ergonomics. And when they showed it off, it was just turning the person's head, like their view. It wasn't even controlling any axes of movement. Instead, they've got like little pulleys or little spinny wheel or like triggers that aren't triggers. They are actually seesawing back and forth.
Well, that's to mimic the
I understand. I understand.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about a cheap-looking $150 controller for flight sims that Erik sent me today that I can't believe exists because in flying games, they already support normal controllers.
Not in the same way.
Okay.
They don't support the multiple movements of that.
They
like
do.
if you want to do a rudder that
They
has
support that.
But they don't support where the other rudder was. And if you're talking about the throttle, they don't often support the right and left throttle.
Actually, the PlayStation 5 controller can do that because it can close and open the trigger on its own.
Oh yeah, it can do the rudder movement, but not to the same degree. Like I mean, it is very specifically a flight sim controller.
But it looks like a horrible, cheap, unergonomic nightmare of a controller.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I've never used it.
You could spend the same amount of money on an actual flight stick and throttle with a ton of buttons to play your game.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I don't think this is trying to solve.
If it costs $70, I'd be like, neat. It's $150 for something that looks really cheap. And
it does look really cheap.
And terrible.
It does look really cheap.
But they have used a worse color for the base plastic? No. It looks like it's old and worn and yellowed, like rotting.
It's called the Yaw Man.
Yaw Man.
I don't
Dude,
like
look
that.
it up.
Yeah, Yaw Man.
We haven't done this in a while.
Man.
We haven't done this in a while. Okay, I am going to share my screen.
Do it.
This is the Yaw Man, dude.
Oh, I hate that. That's fucking. Oh my god, get it out.
It is.
It looks ugly, not pretty.
It is so weird, dude. One analog stick.
Why?
Oh, but you can pull on this, and you can spin this wheel a little bit.
You can pull on this.
And guess what? If you pull that trigger, the other trigger comes up because it's a seesaw. You know?
These are all very specifically designed, though.
Eric, if it doesn't have force feedback for that shit, it does
Pop
not
it.
cost that much.
Twist it. Now, I
It
do
does
think
look like that.
I do think that it would be like 3D printing this type of thing would be really like a much cooler idea. Like
Okay.
rather than selling this as an idea, what if they just open sourced the PCB and the 3D print? That would be better.
I'm surprised to see that it is made in the USA. That could explain the price.
How much is it?
$150.
Bro, eat my, you know what?
But Nat, guess what? When it came out, it was only $250.
Yeah, 200.
I'm not surprised. I'm
$250 for a
I'm
controller?
not surprised. I'm just disappointed. Guys, you don't understand. Like, I say this with all the love. Old man white people money is absolutely insane.
Okay. I love the Yaw Man discussion, but we're running short on time, and there are 2 games I want to discuss, and I think they're going to take up some time.
All right.
So,
Go ahead.
we killed him. That's out. So,
God.
So, I finally got into the Ashes of Creation Alpha 2 test and started playing it. We've discussed Ashes of Creation a few times on the podcast previously because it looks really, really interesting. It is this open world MMORPG where it is all about the player economy, and you have to like move resources from one city to the other. It's very open PvP type of deal where if you kill somebody in PvP, you get some of their resources, or if they're a full-on criminal, they'll even drop their stuff and things like that. It's very, very interesting.
You could be a bounty hunter.
You can. That is actually one of the things that they want to do is implement full-on bounty hunting for people that kill people without reason. They'll get bounties on them, and you'll be able to kill them. And there are benefits that you get from being a bounty hunter, and quests and different ideas. Now, I finally got to play it, and it is an alpha, so there are plenty of weirdness. But the most exciting thing is it may be one of, if not the best healing that you can do in an MMO since World of Warcraft.
Oh.
And
he has dissented.
I am so excited for it after playing it. Now, here's the thing. From a conceptual idea, they have a lot of hoops to jump through. They're going to have a lot of problems. There are bugs that I have found and run into, but man, the combat, the feeling of combat, the healing, the tanking. I was with a group for a few hours last night, and I was talking to them about it. Like, the playing is so fun for this MMO when you're in a group and going and doing the thing that as an alpha, that's pretty dope. It already feels really good. And healing is, I have gone on record. WoW is the only MMO that has really nice healing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried almost every MMO, and none of them feel like WoW. Now, whether you like WoW more than the other ones, that's all subjective, of course. But for me, nothing has felt as good as WoW. This is a really fun healing MMO. And so I'm after playing it, I wasn't as excited before playing it because I see a lot of these kind of fail in their own ways. They're really hard to do. Not that I don't want one, but they're really hard to develop. But after actually playing it, I really want Ashes of Creation to succeed because of how fun the combat and healing is.
Okay.
So I was really excited about that. But the Alpha 2 is open now.
Ashes of Creation.
The Alpha 2 is open to Wave
2. So right now, it's
Gotcha.
Alpha 2 is accessible 24/7 except for Wednesday and Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday, it's down for server maintenance, fixing, and all of that kind of stuff. In April or May, I think they're going to release the Alpha 3, and it'll be
Nope.
24/7.
It's Alpha 2 Wave 3.
Oh, Alpha 2
Alpha
Wave
I will
3.
say it
3.
so briefly. You pay $45 to play Star Citizen Alpha. No complicated shit about it. That's it. Now you can play till for all your heart's desire. But for this game, which I want to be a good game, I want it to succeed. What Erik is saying is very awesome. I really want more games to start adopting these very difficult to implement, complex game mechanics, which is like bounties and proper like piracy within the games that we know and love. But like $120 for Alpha 2 Wave 1. $110 for Alpha 2 Wave 2. $100 for Alpha 2 Wave 3. Like, that's some weird, convoluted stuff.
Yeah, it's expensive. I will say
expensive?
I do think that once it comes out, they have a plan for like a $60, $40 to $60 price point, and then it'll be a $15 monthly sub. I think is their monetization thing, but I agree. The alpha testing is very expensive. But yeah, the healing was super fun. I was genuinely surprised.
What was the so you say that the healing was super fun. I want to know, how does it differentiate itself from World of Warcraft? Or, and don't answer yet, or is the healing a novel experience in the sense that it doesn't borrow anything from WoW, but it innovates a completely different system related to healing?
So the biggest difference is that this is more of an action RPG fight flow rather than a tab targeting fight flow. Now they have this capability of being able to do both, but you can actually have it so that you're in third person and your mouse is moving your camera, and they call that action cam. And you can block, you can dodge, and you can Guild Wars-esque in a lot of ways. But tighter. It has a much more, it feels almost like New World, but more well implemented in a lot of ways. And I think it combines some of the ideas of World of Warcraft that are good and brings the New World speed to it.
Okay.
And so when you're healing and things like that, you have this feeling of, if you're an action cam, you actually have to like aim at your person, heal them, or aim at an area, heal, and do all these things. So it's like much quicker pace in a lot of ways.
Okay.
Than something like WoW. But at the same time, it has some of those WoW conveniences that are really nice, where you can manage multiple people, you can do mouse over healing, and there are a bunch of niceties like that that just make it feel fast and complex and dynamic. And then you add in some dodging mechanics and action RPG mechanics that aren't typical of MMOs, and you have a just very fluid combat system. And when I was talking to people who were tanking and doing DPS, dodging, having to aim your abilities, do all of these things, really starts to up the ante of the skill ceiling for those classes, which is really nice. So we had a good example. So we had a tank last night. Amazing. Their name was Blush. Shout out. I think you were watching the stream the other night. They we're going down, pulling some mobs, dodging and teleporting across, and then climbing the wall to mitigate more damage while we funneled them up a staircase to kill a large number of mobs while they tanked the elite mobs up top type of deal. And so there was this like super dynamic combat flow that was going on where we were using the environment constantly to try to mitigate damage, move around, do all these things. And it was just it had that same feel of like camping an area, going through a dungeon type of deal, but being so much more dynamic.
Hmm.
Very cool.
Did you have a second game, or was that the second game?
The second game was Path of Exile, which Path of Exile 2. I finished the Act 1, and so far the story, the mechanics are really good. I started initially with a mercenary. The mercenary was kind of rough, honestly. I didn't really enjoy the mercenary at the start.
Did a lot of good monk builds.
Dude, I switched to a monk. The monk is so fun.
Yeah.
So fun. Honestly, I'm interested to try some of the other classes, but the monk is so fun. Did you just finish the last bit?
That was the Frey
Ranch. That was the Frey Ranch.
Okay. Yeah, now both are done. I'm sad. Yeah, I haven't felt the urge to pick up Path yet. I don't know if like I'm just avoiding it because I have other responsibilities. I've been trying to like study up to take my exam next month for Security Plus. And anytime that I think about picking up a game, I'm always like, you could be studying. And I was like, ugh.
And you weren't a big Diablo guy, though.
I loved Diablo. What are you talking about, dude? Oh my god. It was Diablo 3 that got me. It wasn't Diablo 2. I never picked up Diablo 2 and like got super into it, but with Diablo 3, I think that was the first action RPG that I really got into. I know that the initial experience was ass because my computer couldn't handle it, and then also the game just wasn't really well optimized for what I wanted to experience. But after they started implementing stuff that didn't completely cater to tryhards like Crip and Cripparian and pretty much anybody who was streaming it professionally, it got more fun, but then it got super easy, and I was like, I'm kind of over this. So Diablo 4 didn't do itself any favors either with its release. They didn't grab me. I mean, initially I was like, oh, this is kind of fun, but after a while I was like, okay, I see some really big issues here. And then Path of Exile started getting announced, and I was like, oh man, this looks fun, but I think I've experienced too many pitfalls with ARPG that looking at getting into Path of Exile and how deep that system, I already know the system gets like very, very nuanced in terms of the farther you go in, the more novel you can make your experience. But from what I've seen, Path of Exile 2 is the Dark Souls version of Path of Exile, in the sense that it is slower and it is much harder to go ahead and you're not looking at a screen clear every like half a second. Like you actually have to think about everything that you do. And so I don't want to enter into the game thinking that it's just like,
it sounds like Monster Hunter.
It's very much like Monster Hunter.
You like Monster Hunter?
I love Monster Hunter.
So why don't you want to do that?
Because I already have Monster Hunter. Like, I already know that I'm going to blow my load when Monster Hunter comes out, right? look,
Wouldn't
I'm
like
not. I'm not saying that I wouldn't try it. It's just that like
I'm saying like it's interesting that you have an aversion to it because for me I'm
I
like
don't have an
I wish
aversion
an
to it.
MMO would be more Monster Hunter like. I wish an ARPG would be more Monster Hunter like.
That's fair. I feel like, oh man, let's not get on Monster Hunter because I'll just keep going. I feel like that model of gameplay is just so underutilized within the video game space in the sense of like, look, like you can get really good at this one thing and you can use it to climb the entire fucking mountain, right? But that being said, with Path of Exile, because we're talking about Path of Exile, I love ARPGs and I know that I would love Path of Exile. I just don't feel like I don't have the mental space to get like too deep into Path of Exile right now because I know if I pick it up, I'm gonna get like super sick really fast. I'm just gonna like you're gonna be like, hey, aren't you supposed to be on the podcast? I'll be like, yeah, just give me a second. Did you go to work today? I don't know, man. I don't know what day it is.
I feel like on one hand that's unfortunate. Like only because I feel like if you like the Diablo style games, I am of the opinion so far that
It's an
Path of
upgrade.
Exile
It's the better.
2 is the love letter to people who enjoyed this type of game as
For
much as
sure.
we have.
For sure.
And they've streamlined all the systems. They've taken out so much of the
Bloat.
the bloat,
Mhm.
right? And they've streamlined it to a way where like the skills don't feel daunting. Like it doesn't feel daunting to like get a new skill or have to work. The way that they do the gym system now is very intuitive and just like, oh, I have a gym. Oh, like if you don't even think about it, there's just oh, this ability has 3 gyms I can choose from. Which gym's the best? And it makes it very simple. There's no combining, there's no 5 slot, there's none of these weird abstractions from the fun.
Yeah.
But it's not that they took all that out. They just streamlined the experience to make it easier to interact with all of those mechanics
Yeah.
in a much more friendly way. And then they just up the weight on the combat so much. Like everything hurt, like the enemies hurt. But man, when you get your combo off, things just blow up. It feels so satisfying.
Like everybody hits hard.
Yes.
Everybody
And it
hits
just
hard, including the
feels
monsters. Yeah.
exactly. And it just feels so nice. The boss fights are just so dynamic. Like one of the Act 1 boss, for example, and I'm not going to give anything away here, but I had a person watching the stream, and I was going through the fight, and I was like, "Man, I just don't understand this one part." And they were like, "Oh, so it's really cool if you read this, and then you would start noticing references to this song." And it's a famous song, and I'm not gonna give it away because it kinda gives away some of the fun of the boss fight and, like, figuring this stuff out, in my opinion. But the minute he said that, I was like, "Oh." And now I don't get hit in phase 2 of the boss fight because the song is literally the answer.
The cues.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so it's so satisfying how this world building, this story's really interesting so far. They're really expanding like the Rayclast pantheon interaction with the world, and it's just there's a lot of cool stuff going on. I'm super excited for it. I haven't looked at it yet because I've been playing Ashes of Creation the past few days, but there's supposedly a really big patch that's about to happen to Path of Exile 2 if it hasn't already happened. I might be a little bit behind, but they're adding a bunch of stuff to it already
Sick.
for making it even better. That's the one good thing about grinding gear games is that they just keep just putting out content
For
free,
free. Free
and it's just
99.
insane. Yeah. The amount of content that they push out for free has no gameplay function, no gameplay, no in-game fun is locked behind anything paywall.
Solarian-esque, if you would say, as you could say.
Larian still charges you for the like it. I don't think you can
Larian
do grinding
charges you
your
for the
game.
but to be
Like, it's
honest, they deserve the
100.
money that you
I'm not
get.
saying they don't. I'm not saying they
Yeah.
don't. But
Yeah.
if it comes to pay models, the man grinding gear games, Path of Exile 2 is
They're killing it.
they are insane.
Yeah.
So
Anthony,
Oh.
what did you play, my guy?
Ignoring all the
Interesting.
I just took a sip of my Evan Williams, which numbed my tongue a little bit.
Slow down.
Numbed your tongue.
It's coming
Slow
back.
down.
Numbed my tongue.
Okay.
Sorry, ignoring the hypocrisy that just occurred.
The hypocrisy.
Oh yeah, so the audience doesn't know, but Eric and I continued our discussion about Star Citizen being predatory and whatnot the other night,
Yeah.
like an hour after the live show. Eric, can I quote you about
Sure, go for it.
the plane ticket?
Yeah, go
Eric
for it. I
believes-
back
that's not a
that.
quote. He believes we should not, as a society,
Oh, I see now.
have
why. Okay.
first class tickets
Okay.
when you go to, buying tickets to get on a plane. However, I would argue that Ashes of Creation, $100 plus to play their game. Actually, no, if you pay $100, you can't play their game yet. But if you only spend $10 more, that's not predatory. No, only $10 more, 10%. What is that?
But
You can actually play right now.
The thing you don't understand is
That is
I
a
don't
first
agree with
class
it.
ticket.
Agreed. I don't like it. I think they're terrible too for doing that. That's where you don't
But
understand.
that's what I said. I said
I
ignoring the
support
hypocrisy.
Star Citizen too.
So ignoring the hypocrisy.
That's not hypocrisy though. I disagree with both of their decisions.
So ignoring
equally.
the juxtaposition of your passions and also what you find that is collecting your attention at the moment.
I'm passionate about Star Citizen too. I want him to succeed.
I must start off by telling you guys something very important that my boss helped me realize. The other day we were talking, and he was like, how are bananas 84 cents a pound? It doesn't make sense. Why are they so cheap? I let him know. The thing is, Big Banana doesn't want you to know that they have been using monkeys for free labor for ages.
Anthony,
and that's why the bananas are so cheap.
You can't say what you're saying. Yo.
Anthony, have you and Ash watched Dandadan yet? And have you had to deal with the banana?
No, we'll watch it soon.
Anthony,
Okay,
no.
okay.
That's not how.
Now
it
that we know how
works.
much a polar bear weighs, enough to break the ice.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Got him!
Nailed it.
I think
It hurts.
the ultimate goal for me in this podcast is to learn how to break Nat. Oh my god. So no one's gonna be surprised. I did play three. Okay, I might have played 3 games. Of course, I played Star Citizen. That is my game now. That is the game that I play. I'll keep it short. Eric will know what this means. I soloed the Idris.
Oh,
I know what that
nice.
means.
Yeah. So I shot open their doors. I boarded them. I shot through like 1 million NPCs. I killed the pilot. I sat down. I told it to self-destruct and I won. It was so satisfying.
Did you get
It
out
was
in
so
time?
great.
Interesting.
What happened when I tried to get out?
Oh,
Something
try. There's a
really
keyword
weird
there.
happened.
Okay.
And it wasn't the time that I got stuck in a wall. that was after that.
Love that.
But something did prevent me. I think I just died. I just didn't make it out. There were
Okay.
too many guys that had followed me to the bridge, and I just didn't make it out, and I died. But I stayed there. Well, I was incapacitated, so like someone could have resurrected me, but I got to stay there and wait and watch it explode. It was just so satisfying. But yeah, so I finally accomplished that. I helped Ashley get her Save Stanton reward, which is great. So she's got the like super powerful repeaters now. That's been about it for Star Citizen. I didn't play Overcooked
Good.
because Overcooked, like many other Epic, not I don't know if Overcooked is on Epic Games, but there's been many a game that just don't do the networking right. So some people just can't play it. So the
On
other
Steam Deck?
day, during the snow day for most of the East Coast, my mom texted me. She's like, "You want to play a game?" I'm like, "Yes, finally, yes, let's play a game." Because my mom's got an Xbox now, and so that makes it so much easier for her to play games. And she's very busy all the time, but she was like, "Look, we got a snow day. I'm not doing anything. Want to play a game?" I'm like, "Yes, let's go." She wanted to play Overcooked. We didn't get to play Overcooked. We tried so hard. It would not
Oh yeah,
join the
no,
lobby.
Overcooked does not do well over online. It's
Which-
like a couch co-op game.
In this day and age,
You
like,
would think.
get your freaking networking right.
Nope.
Especially, like, that's one of those things where I don't know if Valve has a policy on this specifically, but I know that if you do early access for Valve on Steam, they're like, you have to make your game playable. That is like a first step thing. You can't keep working on other things. You need to fix the bugs. That is a major bug, and I cannot believe that it exists 4 to 5 years after people have been talking about it being a bug.
I believe it.
That's disrespectful. By the way, this was Overcooked 2, the new one, not the original,
They
Not
moved
the
on to
original.
moving out, dude.
because they don't care.
They moved on to moving out, and it's like it's literally just cash, man. It's
And,
literally
and
just
that
cash.
really pisses me off. They made a fun game, they made a cool game, but they don't give a shit, so they don't go and fix things like that so people can enjoy the game with their family members and friends. Like, come on.
Yeah.
That just sucks.
And
Instead,
even-
we
and
played a
moving-
better game.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Let's go.
We played Plate Up.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the roguelike, overcooked, far better game with like actual upgrades, customizing your dining room and also your kitchen and even your office and stuff like that. Screwing yourself over because you made a bunch of reservations and you killed everybody because you couldn't feed them all, so they all were like pissed off and your restaurant had to shut down. And every time my wife actually joined us, my mom and my wife were just like, why did you call so many people? And why Anthony, why did you do that to us?
Why do we have 10 heads?
And I was like, look, I just
What do
want
you
my
mean?
friends to come and see our awesome restaurant. I'm sorry.
Anthony, you'd be a terrible restaurant owner. Absolutely terrible.
But yeah, but we had a good time playing Plate Up, and
Nice.
The kitchen
didn't-
would kill you.
what?
The kitchen would kill you. Like the people in
Yeah.
the kitchen, they would just absolutely murder you.
No, yeah. When I was a teenager, my dad promptly let me know that I should not try to be a server,
Heard.
and I was like, why?
Heard, chef.
Heard.
It's like, Anthony, okay, so you're gonna have someone sit at a table and they're gonna look at the menu and they're gonna say, is the grilled fish grilled? And you're gonna look at them like they're an idiot, and you're
And
gonna
you
make them
can't do
feel
that.
terrible. And I was
Can't do
like,
that.
but it says it's grilled, and he's like, exactly, you can't be a server.
You can't be a server. There's not enough money in it for you to realize that that's not a conversation that you have.
It's nuts. The stories I hear about what people say and
Shout
do
out
just
to your servers,
blows my
y'all.
mind.
Shout out to your servers.
Yeah.
Oh man. But anyway, well, so like you played it up.
Yeah.
It was
was good.
dope.
It was dope.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anything else?
No, I have actually wanted to play Ashes of Creation so much, but I just could not justify spending $100, actually $110, $120 on a game that's an alpha
Yeah,
without
it's-
getting to actually try it
That's
for free.
rough.
Which you can try Star Citizen for free like 2 to 4 times a year, by the way.
It's fair.
Our
But
resident
genuinely, I do want games like Ashes of Creation to
succeed.
make it and succeed
Mhm.
because there are very complex game mechanics that they are trying to iron out and that other MMOs have been trying to iron out for ages. And it's one of those things that I've talked about it, and I think it's one of those, oh, it's too early to talk about it situations, too, like the Steam controller was ahead of its time type of thing, where I'm like, all games would be better MMO wise with bounty systems,
For sure.
with piracy,
Mm-hmm.
like especially in the content creation streaming day and age.
Yeah.
Because
If you had a World of Warcraft with like some form of bounty system where like somebody would put out an APB on you, like personally.
the biggest reason is you can have unique experiences.
Yeah.
Now,
Unfortunately,
Here's
there's no unique experience in World of Warcraft right now. Go ahead, Eric.
Yeah.
Okay.
fair.
I was gonna say, no matter
They're
how
adding racing and
much.
drifting though. They're adding racing and drifting.
Oh
eventually.
my, they are. But okay. No
Yeah,
matter
right
how
about that.
much
Yeah.
I disagree with monetization or anything like that, I think we can all agree none of these companies is as shitty as Ubisoft,
No,
who
fuck
has
Ubi.
who has actually patented and actively sues people who try to implement the only good system they have ever created, the Nemesis system, which they have full copyrights to, so that nobody else can design or develop a system anywhere close in their game without getting sued out of existence. And think about how many MMOs and online games would benefit from reusing the Nemesis system, which is one of the coolest design systems in gaming.
Sounds like Nintendo.
Sounds
Yeah.
a lot like Nintendo.
So
It is
just in case anybody
baffling.
was wondering about my thoughts on the matter,
No.
oh my god, I forgot their oh my god. SIG is nowhere near as bad as Ubisoft.
No. Not even close.
No, it's
No,
pretty
no,
messed up.
yeah, that's
The crazy
wild.
part is that, I mean, I know they're being manipulated, but it just tells you how absolutely clueless the people in charge of patents and law, like deciding what's
They don't
just.
care about what's popular.
It's not
They
just care.
Yeah.
They don't
They
understand.
don't know. Yeah.
They have no idea. They're like literally the Nintendo one. Oh, we're patenting the idea of throwing a net
And
at a
catching
fish.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Wild.
That's been around for
Wild.
probably at least a few thousand years. Like,
They're like, we got Harvest Moon, we got Pokemon, and we that's about it. But we're gonna copyright it.
it's a sad thing.
It's a sad state, guys.
That is. So yes, I agree. I hope all of these game companies do well and create something better for us. But unfortunately, with all that said, I caused a super late start. I'm sorry for all the technical difficulties tonight.
You're fine, Eric.
I
Don't
hopefully
apologize.
next week I will do better and
He's
figure
going
all
to
this
Micro
out.
Center.
Yeah, honestly, honestly,
to get a desk.
well, yeah, that too. But no, I really have been
Priorities.
thinking about upgrading my PC at some point this year. I don't know if that will happen this week. So
5950
we'll
X3.
figure
Or
it
sorry,
out.
90.
Are they even out yet, dude? What are
They
you
are.
talking about?
They are released. They're coming out this month.
There is no way I'm
There's
getting
no
one.
way he's getting one.
Yeah.
Micro Center.
Just get a 40
Nah.
series, man.
The releases are so hard to get nowadays.
You saw what happened
Eric,
with the 30.
you
even
are-
with the 40.
15 minutes from a Micro Center.
I am. I'm going to go to Micro Center. I just doubt I'm going to get one.
They
Yeah.
will have 3 incredible options.
Oh yeah, I'm going to get that. Look,
The 9950 X3D, the 9900 X3D, and the 9800 X3D, and then also the 5090 and the 5080
I'm
and the
gonna get
5070 even.
look, I'm going to get that 4080 Super when it's on sale for like
baby.
$400 off.
Yeah, baby. There you
That
go.
would be cool.
There you go.
Because yeah, when that thing drops to like 600, and it's better than the 5070.
Eric,
So-
I'm gonna shoot you in the foot a little bit just to make sure that you understand that inflation is a serious motherfucker.
Yeah.
I bought my 4070 Ti. It was nearly, I want to say $800.
Yeah,
They are not depreciating how they should. Inflation has
Well, no,
firmly stepped its foot into the arena and kind of
they just
fucked a
won't
lot.
because there are so many AI functionalities now that buy aftermarket GPUs for
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. But
Yeah.
but either way, I'm gonna try to. I might have a better setup hopefully sometime this year. But
Fingers crossed.
Micro Center is your best bet because they will get you
Yeah.
an MSRP.
agreed.
And that, I know you didn't watch CES, but they did not make the new 5000 series far more expensive.
No,
See,
it's the same.
I-
They're releasing
I
it at the
understand
same
that.
price.
I understand that. The scalpers are gonna scalp, dude.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But
That's
that's,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we need more micro centers because
We need more
they
micro centers,
stop
it's
the
true.
scalpers.
It's true.
Agreed.
When-
we
when
need brick
at-
and mortars. Yeah.
When my wife and I luckily got the 9800X 3Ds, we got 2 of them. We had to get management approval for like making sure
Yeah.
we weren't scalpers, right?
Yeah.
We
Yep.
bought 2 full systems. I made a joke to the dude checking us out. I was like, if we're scalpers, we're the dumbest scalpers you've ever seen. He's like, no, you're not. And he told me some stories, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
Wow.
man.
okay,
Yeah, man.
okay.
It's bad out here.
yeah. Hey, y'all go get those new GPUs.
I'm not doing
Have
that.
fun with it.
I'm not doing that. I got my 4070 Ti. I'm real good. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
But with that, another great episode on the books. Y'all have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Peace. Bye. Did you
The
start the
Cox and
recording?
Crendor like outro music is going through my head.